This is just a little video on some of my seedlings from the last couple of years. I think they're beautiful. I love the leaf shape. Some of these are crossed with, there's Parrot-Joe Ramada, there's Conde, there's Pico Gentile, Santa Claus Lane, all sorts of stuff. This one's fun. This one was just started last year, but you can see it's got tiny little buds. Probably a little bit too late this year, but this one, I'll keep it safe. Look at those squat little fat little figs. Pretty looking leaves too. That's not a seedling, that's Augusta Purple. But most of these are all seedlings. Unknown Pastillary, Feather River, got lots of crosses. Here's some more of the more unique, pretty leaf ones. This is the one with Parrot-Joe Ramada. Another one. I love the leaves of these. Really long, beautiful fingers. But something I thought was cool is two of the ones that were crossed with, let's see, what's it called? Yananali or GXY. Those I crossed with Santa Claus Lane. And those, not all of them, of the 7 that I have, 2 of them came out with this red looking wood. It's a much different color than the others. Most of them have a, the typical standard lighter green growth on them. So I'm excited to see what those are gonna look like. I'm also gonna do, let's see here, I got a couple of figs. I'm getting ready to go out of town, so these may not be perfectly ripe, but let's see, that's pretty close. This is Socorro Black. Alright. I'll come and open them up later. Ooh, look at that. Little drop of honey in there. This is Bourjasotte Grise. I'm telling you, very similar. Let's see here. Got this one isn't perfect, but I'm gonna eat it anyway. This is Black Madeira. And over here, another of my favorite figs. This is Mar del Plata, a fig from a friend of mine in Argentina. He immigrated there from Spain, so I'm sure it's a known variety, but it does look a little different. I was actually hoping to ripen these at the same time as Bourjasotte Grise and Socorro Black, because someone suggested that it looks similar, but seeing both of them now, they look quite different. Different shape. Sorry. Different shape, different color. There are some similarities, but that one's more ripe. This one's not quite ripe, but again, I'm going to be leaving, so there we go. I will open these up and start videoing again. See what we've got. All right, I'm not very good at this whole camera stuff, but this way you can see them. All right, here is the Socorro Black. Yeah, it looks good. Bourjasotte Grise. These two appear, I mean, they're the same level of ripeness. And they look like it. I hope those are in focus. I can't really tell. Okay, let's open the Black Madeira. This is really dense. It needed another day or so, but still, it's going to be really good. probably needed another 2 days. And this is Mar del Plata. These are really, they have a little cavity, but they're dry on the inside. So I cut one in half, vertical and one horizontal, so you can see. This is the one that was slightly more ripe, and here's the slightly larger one. It's got the honey in there. Delicious variety. I'm a pig for figs. Man, I love these things. Okay, let's see if I can tell a difference in, well, first off, I guess I should talk about it. That one here, without the wasp, figs are not as impressive or remarkable as whenever they're caprified, but that was delicious, mild berry, nice chewy, meaty texture. Here's the one that was a little bit bigger, not quite as ripe. That one's actually better at that stage. There was more berry still that you could taste. That was really good. That's Mar del Plata. All right, let's try Bourjasotte Grise. It's just a winner everywhere you go, everywhere I've ever been, every time I've ever had it. It's fantastic. It's delicious. It's not as much flavor as Mar del Plata. A little bit more bland. And that's saying a lot because Bourjasotte Grise is really, really good. Nothing wrong with it at all, but it wasn't quite as flavorful, not quite as much berry. So maybe the Bourjasotte Grise and Socorro Black, they might do better drying a little bit more here, whereas the Mar del Plata was a little bit better when it wasn't quite as dry. So here's the Socorro Black. I can't tell a difference. They have a distinct, unique taste, and they both taste the same. They both have that taste. I'm not sure how to describe it. It's like a, not melon, but there's a little bit of a watermelon type taste, so not like cantaloupe, but a little bit of a watermelon mixed with kiwi that I get, and that's the distinguishing characteristic. Not that that's the only thing that you can taste, but in Bourjasotte Grise and Socorro Black and Violet Sapor, I tend to taste that flavor here. I didn't notice that in California with caprification, but here in Tennessee, I noticed a little kiwi and watermelon in all three of those varieties. This is the Black Madeira. You can I can feel the difference in the texture of this. It's meaty, more dense. It's going to be awesome. I've had several of these. They're always so good. If you can ripen these, you'll never be disappointed. They're just so much flavor. They're really good. I like that. Flavor is more well-rounded, it's more complex. There's a sweeter note to it. It still has the berry in there, but there's a lot of complexity to it, and that's what I really like about it. And Black Madeira is one of those figs that, with caprification, they're bigger, they have more flavor, they have more honey in them, but the flavor doesn't change dramatically. They're excellent here as well. I really, really enjoy that fig. And that's it for today. Mostly I just wanted to do a quick little thing because I was looking at the beautiful leaves on my seedlings, and then I saw that I had a few ripe figs, and I also remembered that I hadn't really talked about Mar del Plata for quite some time. That's because my mother tree died my first year that I was here, and fortunately I had shared a copy of that with a friend, and his survived, so I was able to get it back, and this is the first year that it's nice and big and strong again, and is super productive. So I'm excited. I'll have a lot more of those the rest of the year. All right, there you go. Hope you enjoyed seeing some seedlings and a couple of Tennessee figs. Well, I wish I had recorded it, but they were in the pool, and so they did not want to be recorded. But I had my family try them. I cut them up into little pieces, and everyone agreed with the same thing. In fact, two of them said the same, that the Bourjasotte Grise and Socorro Black tasted a little bit like watermelon. And they didn't know, I didn't tell them that what the difference was or what anything was, and they were like, these taste the same. So everyone thought Bourjasotte Grise and Socorro Black tasted the same. So, you know, let's take it for what it is. Some people think they're different. I'm one of those that thinks that they're the same, or close enough that you definitely don't need to have both, unless you just want to have both, because it's a really good fig. But the cool thing is that everyone agreed and liked the Mar del Plata more than anything else. They said it had the most flavor and the sweetest flavor. So, and I'm not hyping that up to sell it, because I don't have any to sell. I have my tree and I'll share it with a couple of friends, but I certainly don't want to sell when I don't like being accused of hyping stuff. I like giving my opinion, and that was cool that my whole family all agreed that that was their favorite one. Comparing that against a not totally ripe, 2 or 3 days short, but still ripe Black Madeira, which it was good. I've had lots of people and seen lots of videos where they're much worse than that. It was ripe, but it wasn't as ripe as the others. It wasn't dehydrated, which would improve the flavor of that. But then the Socorro Black and Bourjasotte Grise were totally ripe for sure. And to have a variety that beats those is pretty awesome. So there you go. I wish I had them recorded so you could have seen their reactions, because it was pretty clear. As soon as they put it in, they're like, wow, they noticed a big difference. So that's awesome. I can't wait till I have a bunch more so that we can get spread around, because I think it's worth it.